I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. It seems that the love for character is not scary. In reality, this corrupt activity has become an ongoing thing. For people who have been punished with rehabilitation or in prison does not seem to give a sense of a deterrent, nor does it give a sense of reluctance or fear of other individuals against punishment for daring to commit this corrupt activity. All decisions that are made should be equated with the risk that will be harvested. As we know, if we plant a mango trees, and of course we will get a mango fruit. It has to happen according to what we planned. So what about the punishment that should be given to the people who have done things about harm people like these corruptors? If given a sentence of several years in prison, when they return and still occupy the same position, they will only repeat the welfare of themselves with money that is not his right. If the punishment of rehabilitation is given to the corruptors, only verbal punishment will not deter them. What about responsibility for the amount of money that has been drained? Therefore, we need a punishment that can make corruptors or people who want to commit corrupt submissive and afraid if they do corrupt activities. By asking for responsibility for what has been done, it is very important for corrupt people to respond to what has been done. Paying back everything that the corrupt has drained should be proportional to what he planted or what he did, of course. In fact, it's very clear, right? It is very clear that the action he did is not something that will be arbitrarily left alone. If the punishment of poverty is detrimental to his rights, then he should have realized it from the beginning not to commit an act that does not even harm one or two people. With regard to many people, the state's money that should return to its people, it is drained by one person for personal gain. So, with the punishment of impoverishing, we hope to make the candidates or the corruptors do not touch the slightest corruption activities for money that is not his right, in large or small scale. Thank you.
Right, let me deliver with opposition. Well, the corruption, first of all, I would say the point is the corruption is a crime that has taken root in the life of the nation. Starting from the government, people's representatives to law enforcers, no more mistake if the community is very hard with this one crime. Lots of assumptions and discourse that are thrown to give and increase the deterrent for the perpetrators, ranging from impoverishment for perpetrators of corruption crimes as well as the death penalty. Well, it's highly unlike the crime of corruption is a crime that must be eradicated in an extraordinary way, because corruption has afflicted the people, hindered all development, physical and non-physical development. Basically, the trigger factor for someone to take action corruption one of which is greed, as stated in the paper has been previously written, and which is being pursued by the perpetrators of the crime of corruption is wealth, and indeed the perpetrators of corruption are afraid of poverty. Well, here are my arguments that I don't totally agree with the impoverishment of corruptors. The first one is corruptors will only add to the burden on the state because of the new poll increases, because the constitution regulates the poor are also cared by the state. Meanwhile, the confiscation of assets must be limited so that it doesn't violate the principle of punishment commensurate with the guilt and not violate the constitutional rights of citizens. Second, the application of impoverishment of corruptors violates the law and is a tyranny. Here I emphasize that impoverishment of corruptors violates the law and is a tyranny. From a legal point of view, the term impoverishment is not well known. It's totally not well known. It has not even been used in various legislative products or in constitution. The last one, or the third, impoverishment the perpetrators of corruption by seizing all the assets they have as a deterrent. They have as a deterrent effect for corruptors. It's because it is disproportionate and too excessive. So, thus, with that, I emphasize again that the impoverishment method in providing sanctions against perpetrators of corruption is a violation of human rights and also not regulated in Indonesian law. With the arguments that I have described, here I emphasize that the effective way to create a sense of deterrence is to apply life sentences and confiscation of assets. With the confiscation of assets, it doesn't have the opportunity to travel while in detention. Well, that's all for me. Thank you.